Let's start with Keith Urban. He's already moved on from our Nicole, with reports he has moved in with a new girlfriend. Kinsey, what do we know about this mystery?
For nearly 2 decades, Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban were Hollywood's rare success story. Red carpets, award speeches, public declarations of love. Through rehab, career highs, and raising 2 daughters, they looked solid. So when news broke that their 19-year marriage had officially ended in January 2026, fans weren't just surprised, they were stunned. And almost immediately, another name resurfaced: Russell Crowe. Old rumors, long friendships, insider claims, dramatic headlines promising revelations. But what is actually verified? What do we know about Nicole and Keith's marriage, the divorce itself, and the role Russell Crowe has played in her life during this transition? Let's unpack this carefully. First, how did this seemingly perfect marriage even begin? The love story in brief. Let's set the stage quickly, because understanding their marriage helps explain why the divorce hit so hard. January 2005, the G'day USA Gala in Los Angeles. 2 Aussies meet and sparks fly. Nicole later admitted on Ellen in 2017 she had such a crush on him immediately. Keith wasn't as quick to act. He waited 4 months to call her after getting her number. But when he did, things moved fast. By May 2006, they were engaged. June 25, 2006, they married in a beautiful ceremony in Manly, Australia, with guests including Russell Crowe, Naomi Watts, and Hugh Jackman. It seemed perfect. Nicole, fresh from her Tom Cruise divorce, had found her happy ending, but their marriage was tested almost immediately. Just months after the wedding, Nicole staged an intervention for Keith's alcohol and addiction. In October 2006, Keith checked into rehab for 3 months. He later told Rolling Stone in 2016, "I caused the implosion of my fresh marriage. It survived, but it's a miracle it did." That vulnerability, that honesty about their struggles, made fans love them even more. They weathered the storm together and built a family. Daughter Sunday Rose in 2008 and Faith Margaret via surrogate in 2010. They settled in Nashville, far from Hollywood's glitz, and for years, they seemed to have cracked the code on making a celebrity marriage work. For years, they seemed to have it figured out. Public displays of affection were constant. In 2018, Keith posted an anniversary photo captioning it, "12 years of celestial synergized soul dancing." In 2019, he honored her at the AFI Life Achievement Award, sharing how she supported him through rehab. If you want to see what love in action really looks like, give that whirl. They had unique marriage quirks. Nicole revealed in 2023 that they never texted each other, only called. As recently as June 2025, Nicole posted a black and white photo of them embracing for their 19th anniversary with the caption, "Happy Anniversary, Baby." At the time, nobody saw what was coming next. So what went wrong? The shocking split that blindsided everyone. September 29, 2025. TMZ breaks the news that sends shockwaves through Hollywood and the country music world. Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban have separated. According to multiple sources, the couple had been living apart since the beginning of summer 2025. The next day, September 30th, Nicole filed for divorce in Davidson County Circuit Court in Nashville, citing irreconcilable differences. But here's where the story gets complicated. According to TMZ and various tabloid sources, and we should be clear these are sources, not confirmed statements from either party, there were conflicting reports about who initiated the split. Some outlets claimed Keith wanted out, while Nicole tried to save the marriage, with one source telling TMZ, "Sometimes relationships just run their course. She did not want the separation and was trying to save things." However, the official court documents simply state irreconcilable differences, with both parties signing the dissolution agreement, suggesting whatever happened privately, they came to a mutual legal agreement to end things. A spokesperson told People magazine, "Nicole's sister Antonia has been a rock and the entire Kidman family has come together to support one another. She didn't want this. She has been fighting to save the marriage. The divorce documents revealed some telling details. Both parties had signed the marital dissolution agreement in the weeks leading up to the public announcement in September 2025. This means they'd been working on this split behind the scenes while maintaining a happy facade at public events. Their last public appearance together was in June 2025 at the FIFA Club World Cup in Tennessee. The same month, Nicole posted that anniversary tribute on Instagram. Why did their marriage really end? So what actually went wrong? The official reason listed in court documents is irreconcilable differences, the classic Hollywood divorce catch-all. But various sources and Keith's own public statements paint a more complicated picture. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight, Keith spoke honestly about the sacrifices his career requires, saying relationship sacrifices are necessary for his musical life. "It's not a job, it's my life," he said. "It's just got to be your purpose." He also told viewers in a teaser for his CBS show The Road that life on tour could be lonely and miserable, a revealing admission about the emotional toll of constant touring. These weren't excuses. They were honest reflections from someone clearly struggling with work-life balance. Keith has always been open about how all-consuming his music career is and how difficult it can be to maintain relationships while living that lifestyle. Then there's the matter of conflicting work commitments. Nicole was filming Practical Magic 2 with Sandra Bullock and gearing up for another season of Big Little Lies. Keith was on his High and Alive world tour, supporting his 11th studio album. They were living separate lives in different parts of the world, and the distance apparently took its toll. But wait, there's also the matter of rumors and fan speculation. Fans started buzzing about Keith's relationship with 25-year-old multi-instrumentalist Maggie Baugh, who was touring with him as part of his band. Fans noticed a video that Baugh posted of her and Keith performing together, where some claimed he appeared to change lyrics. The internet went into overdrive with speculation. Here's the important part. Maggie Baugh has explicitly denied any romantic involvement with Keith. There's no verified evidence of an affair. This is fan speculation based on social media analysis. However, the timing of the divorce filing just days after that video surfaced led many fans to draw their own conclusions, fair or not. Multiple sources and fan interpretations paint a picture of conflicting priorities and growing distance. Two incredibly successful people whose careers and lifestyles may have simply pulled them in different directions after nearly 2 decades together. The custody arrangement also tells a story. Nicole was named the primary residential parent of their daughters Sunday and Faith, having custody 306 days per year. Keith gets every other weekend and alternating holidays. Neither is paying alimony or child support. Both earn over $100,000 per month, and interestingly, they don't share any assets. Everything is owned separately through trusts and LLCs. On January 6, 2026, their divorce was finalized. Judge Stephanie J. Williams ruled that there exist such irreconcilable differences between the parties that would render continuation of the marriage impractical and impossible. Just like that, 19 years of marriage were over. But here's the question everyone's been asking. Why does Russell Crowe's name keep popping up? Why Russell's name keeps surfacing? So why does Russell Crowe's name keep appearing in every Nicole Kidman divorce story? Let's be real about what's happening here. The tabloid formula. Celebrity divorces follow a predictable media pattern. 1. Announce the split. 2. Speculate about who caused it. Look for the rebound or new romance angle. 3. Find the supportive friend who might become something more. Russell Crowe fits perfectly into step 4. He's a major movie star. He's single. Well, dating. But that's a detail tabloids can gloss over. He has history with Nicole. He's ruggedly handsome. He's been divorced himself. From a tabloid perspective, he's the perfect candidate to build a story around. The headlines practically write themselves. Russell Crowe steps up for heartbroken Nicole. Inside Nicole and Russell's growing bond. Keith Urban worried about Crowe connection. It's all designed to generate clicks, sell magazines, and keep people talking. The Australian angle. There's also a nationalist element at play that tabloids love to exploit. Both Nicole and Russell are Australian icons who made it big in Hollywood. There's something appealing about the narrative of two Aussies finding comfort in each other during hard times, like they're returning to their roots, finding solace with someone who truly understands where they came from. Tabloids play this up constantly, emphasizing their shared heritage, their understanding of each other's world, and how Russell represents a return to her Australian roots for Nicole. It makes for good copy, even if it's reducing a complex decades-long friendship to a simplistic narrative. The timing that fuels speculation. Here's what gave the tabloids ammunition. Nicole's divorce was finalized in January 2026. Russell has been visible in the Australian entertainment scene. They have that documented 2019 public interaction. They worked together in 2018. The pieces are all there for tabloids to connect dots, whether those dots actually connect or not. Add in the fact that both are relatively private about their personal lives, neither is constantly posting on social media or giving tell-all interviews, and you create a vacuum that tabloids are happy to fill with sources say and insiders claim. This isn't unique to Nicole and Russell. Every major celebrity divorce follows similar patterns. Jennifer Aniston's divorce led to years of "who's supporting Jen" stories. When Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt split, every male co-star became a potential romance. Reese Witherspoon's divorce sparked endless speculation about her friendships. The media machine needs content, and celebrity divorces provide endless opportunities for speculation, especially when the actual parties involved stay silent. Here's something interesting. Russell Crowe hasn't said a single word publicly about Nicole's divorce. Not one statement, not one social media post, not one comment to paparazzi, nothing. For a guy who's been known to speak his mind publicly, sometimes controversially, his complete silence on this topic is notable. The point is, we're speculating about his silence, just like tabloids speculate about his alleged involvement. We don't actually know. The danger of the narrative. Here's what concerns me about all this Russell Crowe coverage. It threatens to reduce Nicole's agency in her own story. The narrative becomes Nicole leans on strong man to get through divorce, rather than Nicole is a powerful, accomplished woman navigating a difficult life transition. Nicole Kidman is one of the most successful actresses of her generation. She's an Oscar winner, a producer, a mother, a businesswoman. She survived a high-profile divorce before from Tom Cruise and came out stronger. She doesn't need Russell Crowe or any man to rescue her. If Russell has been a supportive friend, great. But the tabloid framing often makes it seem like Nicole is helpless without male support, which does a disservice to her strength and independence. So why does Russell Crowe's name keep coming up in this divorce? Because tabloids need a story, and he fits the bill perfectly. Whether there's substance behind the speculation remains unverified. But speaking of reactions, how did fans actually respond to the divorce news itself? How fans reacted to the heartbreaking news? The internet absolutely exploded when news of the divorce broke. Fans who had held up Nicole and Keith as relationship goals were devastated. Social media became a battleground of opinions, and honestly, most people took Nicole's side. When Nicole made her first social media post after filing for divorce, attending Chanel's Paris Fashion Week show with her daughters in October 2025, the comments section was flooded with support. "Love your fresh look, Nicole. You deserve the best from a partner. Keith really messed up. Anyone would be lucky to have such a devoted wife and caring person in their life. You are a goddess. Rocket," one fan declared. Another wrote, "Single looks good on you, mama," while someone else commented, "First, she served the divorce paper, and then she served face." The sentiment was clear. Fans saw Nicole as the wronged party and were rallying behind her. Comments like, Keith who? You are amazing. And beautiful lady, Keith isn't worth your time, dominated her posts. But the real fan fury came when unconfirmed tabloid reports in January 2026 claimed Keith, 58, had allegedly moved in with a much younger woman. Some outlets speculated it might be country singer Carly Scott Collins, though this has never been verified by any reliable source, and Keith has made no public statements about any new relationships. Social media reacted strongly to these rumors regardless. Lost a lot of respect for KU, one fan wrote on a Page 6 Instagram post. Man, so disappointing, echoed another. So he's a cliché. Got it, agreed a third. Shame on him. He did Nicole a favor. Now let this young girl have all the problems. She's built for it. I hope Nicole goes on to have a peaceful and prosperous life, wrote another supporter. Many noticed the alleged new girlfriend had looked like a younger version of Nicole, the ultimate insult. Fans also didn't hold back when it came to Keith's behavior during the split. When he posted on Instagram in November 2025, promoting his CBS show, The Road, followers flooded the comments with relationship advice and criticism. Save your marriage! Stop touring and realize what you have in front of you, pleaded one desperate fan. Another added, you realize you just lost the best thing that ever happened to you? Nicole kept you in the spotlight, not your music. Ouch! There was also a viral moment at one of Keith's concerts in Nashville in October 2025, when a fan told him her name was Nicole. His reaction, collapsing on the floor laughing, went viral, but not in a good way. Fans felt he was being insensitive about the divorce, with many commenting that the whole situation showed both parties being childish. Meanwhile, Nicole was being praised for how she was handling the split. When she posted a sun-soaked bedroom selfie on Valentine's Day 2026, technically Galentine's Day, celebrating female friendships, with the caption, Happy Galentine's, fans went wild with approval. Glowing, one fan wrote. Others called her beautiful and thriving. Even celebrity friend Michelle Pfeiffer chimed in, Happy Galentine's, my friend. The narrative was crystal clear. Nicole was the mature, graceful one moving forward with dignity, while Keith was portrayed as the midlife crisis cliché, chasing younger women and prioritizing his career over his family. Whether fair or not, that's how the court of public opinion ruled. But beyond the team-taking and the drama, there was genuine sadness. Many fans expressed feeling personally hurt by the split. One woman messaged her group chat, "Why am I sad about this?" She's not a huge fan of either. The answer? Because Nicole and Keith represented hope. They were proof that second chances could work, that love after divorce was possible, that addiction could be overcome, that a celebrity marriage could last. Entertainment writer Anne Helen Peterson captured this perfectly when she wrote about the unexpected melancholy of their divorce. It wasn't just about Nicole and Keith. It was about what their marriage represented to women who feared aging out of their relationships, who worried about being replaced by younger models, who questioned whether successful women could have it all. Nicole's divorce felt like everyone's worst fears realized. Now, here's where our story takes an interesting turn, and where we need to separate verified facts from tabloid fantasy. Because the truth about Russell Crowe and Nicole Kidman's relationship is actually more interesting than the rumors. The decades-long Australian connection. Russell Crowe and Nicole Kidman aren't just casual acquaintances who happen to work together once. Their connection runs deep through the Australian entertainment industry and spans literal decades. Both are titans of Australian cinema who made it massive in Hollywood. Both understand the unique pressure of carrying the flag for Australian talent on the global stage. Both have navigated the brutal ups and downs of fame, public relationships, and the constant media scrutiny that comes with being A-list stars. The exact timeline of when they first met isn't publicly documented, but industry insiders have confirmed they've known each other since their early days in the Australian entertainment scene. By the time both were established Hollywood stars, they'd already built a foundation of mutual respect and genuine friendship. Their professional collaborations. In 2018, Nicole and Russell co-starred in the powerful drama Boy Erased. directed by Joel Edgerton. The film told the harrowing story of a young man forced into conversion therapy by his religious parents. Russell played Marshall Amons, the Baptist pastor father, while Nicole played his wife, Nancy. The film required intense emotional work, with both actors delivering critically acclaimed performances about parents grappling with their son's sexuality. Working on Boy Erased clearly deepened their bond. Russell praised Nicole publicly during the film's promotion, calling her performance extraordinary and noting how much he valued getting to work with her. For Nicole, the role was particularly meaningful. She's been a longtime LGBTQ+ advocate, and the film allowed her to explore a complex character struggling between love for her son and her religious upbringing. But their professional connection went beyond just co-starring in one film. Both have been deeply involved in the Australian Academy of Cinema and Television Arts, AACTA. Russell served as president of the organization, while Nicole held the position of vice president. This wasn't just ceremonial. Both were actively working to promote Australian film and support emerging Australian talent. It's a shared passion that gave them regular contact and common ground beyond just being actors. In 2019, Russell and Nicole made headlines when they coincidentally ended up seated next to each other on a flight to Australia. Russell posted about it on social media, calling Nicole one of my favorite people in the universe. This wasn't PR spin or a forced celebrity friendship moment. This was years before Nicole's divorce, when there was zero reason for Russell to publicly compliment her except genuine affection. The comment is particularly telling because Russell Crowe isn't exactly known for gushing about people publicly. He's famously blunt, occasionally controversial, and doesn't typically engage in Hollywood niceties. So when he calls someone one of my favorite people in the universe, it carries weight. It suggests a real, substantive friendship built over years of knowing each other. Understanding divorce, Russell's own painful split. Here's what makes Russell a uniquely positioned friend for Nicole during this time. He's been through his own devastating divorce. In 2012, Russell and Danielle Spencer separated after 9 years of marriage. They'd been together for 15 years total. The divorce was finalized in 2018, the same year he and Nicole worked together on Boy Erased. Russell and Danielle had 2 sons together, and by all accounts, the split was painful despite being amicable. Russell has spoken about how difficult it was to navigate co-parenting, maintaining privacy for his children, and dealing with the public scrutiny of his personal life falling apart. He threw himself into work during that period, taking on intense film roles and staying busy to cope with the emotional toll. Sound familiar? That's exactly what Nicole is doing now. And if anyone can understand the specific pain of a long marriage ending, of sharing children with someone you no longer have a romantic relationship with, of trying to maintain dignity while tabloids speculate about every move you make, it's Russell. So what actually happened during Nicole's divorce? This is where we have to pump the brakes and be really honest about what we know versus what we don't. First, the verified history. Russell Crowe and Nicole Kidman have a decades-long documented friendship. This is not gossip. This is industry fact. They've known each other for years through the Australian entertainment community. They worked together professionally in Boy Erased in 2018, playing a married couple. They've also served together in leadership roles at IACTA, Australia's Film and Television Academy. In 2019, Russell publicly referred to Nicole as one of my favorite people in the universe. That's not a tabloid quote, that's documented. Russell also went through his own difficult divorce. He understands firsthand how painful and public that process can be. What is not documented, neither Russell nor Nicole has made any public statement confirming that he has been supporting her through this divorce from Keith. No interviews, no social media posts, no press releases, and that silence matters. Now here's where it gets spicy. According to tabloids like OK Magazine, National Enquirer, and Radar Online, all citing unnamed insiders, Russell has supposedly been Nicole's emotional rock during the split. The claims include he's been calling her nearly every day. They've had secret coffee meetups for grounding moments. He's advised her to throw herself into work, just like he did during his own divorce. He's sending her film scripts and trying to collaborate again. His girlfriend, Brittany Theriot, whom he's been dating since 2020, is allegedly uncomfortable with the closeness. Insiders claim Nicole has insisted the relationship is strictly platonic, but that people are whispering. One anonymous source reportedly said Russell understands how devastating a long marriage ending can be and didn't hesitate when Nicole leaned on him. Another claimed he copes through work, and Nicole is following that advice. Compelling? Sure, but is that verified? No. Here's the thing. On paper, it makes sense. 2 decades-long friends. Both went through public divorces. Both understand co-parenting under scrutiny. And Russell has a reputation for loyalty to longtime friends. And Nicole has undeniably thrown herself into work since the divorce. She's been announced as co-chair of the 2026 Met Gala alongside Beyoncé and Venus Williams. She has multiple projects lined up, including Practical Magic 2 with Sandra Bullock and another season of Big Little Lies. Her performance in Baby Girl has earned critical praise. So the idea that Russell might say, "Stay busy, keep moving," doesn't feel wild. But here's the problem. Feeling plausible is not the same as being confirmed. Every single detailed claim comes from anonymous sources. No public confirmation from Russell. No public confirmation from Nicole. No verified photographs of secret meetups. No named insiders. The jealous girlfriend angle is also a classic tabloid trope. It's a storyline that guarantees engagement. Russell is notoriously private about his relationships. The idea that daily phone calls and secret coffee dates would leak repeatedly without a single credible outlet confirming them? That's questionable. So, while it's entirely possible they've been in touch, the specifics remain unverified. So we've covered the marriage, the split, the speculation about Russell Crowe. But where does that leave Nicole now? Nicole's post-divorce era. Now, let's talk about Nicole. She has been handling this divorce with visible composure. Since the split, she's appeared on magazine covers, debuted what fans call revenge hair at Paris Fashion Week in October 2025, and had a viral moment at a Sabrina Carpenter concert in Nashville, where she jokingly appeared on the Jumbotron. She's been posting confidently on social media, fashion moments, family time, subtle reminders that she is very much still that girl. A People source claimed she's keeping it positive and believes everything happens for a reason. At the same time, some insiders have described her relationship with Keith as frozen, beyond necessary co-parenting communication. That description comes from anonymous reporting, not from Nicole herself. The divorce settlement itself was clean. No alimony, no child support, shared holiday schedules, structured co-parenting, civil on paper. Emotionally, that's another story, but one only they fully understand. Keith Urban has remained mostly silent publicly. There have been tabloid whispers about regret and isolation, but again, those are anonymous claims. What is verified is that the divorce was finalized without a messy legal battle. They reportedly reunited for Christmas 2025 for the sake of their daughters. They are co-parenting. That suggests maturity, even if the emotional temperature is reportedly cold. Here's the grounded conclusion. Yes, Russell Crowe and Nicole Kidman are genuine longtime friends. Yes, Russell understands the pain of a public divorce. Yes, it is entirely plausible they have been in contact. But daily phone calls, secret meetings, script-swapping strategy sessions causing tension with his girlfriend, those details remain unverified. And without confirmation, they stay in the tabloid category. If Russell has been supportive, whether through occasional check-ins or quiet messages, we're not hearing much about it. But unlike anonymous insiders, we don't get to fill in the blanks with certainty. Nicole and Keith's divorce marks the end of a marriage that many fans believed represented Hollywood hope. They survived early addiction struggles. They built a family. They lasted nearly 2 decades. Sometimes marriages end not because of scandal, but because 2 people grow in different directions. The official record tells a story of irreconcilable differences and an orderly settlement. The tabloids tell a story of dramatic confidants and whispered tension. The truth likely sits somewhere between quiet friendship and exaggerated narrative. What remains undeniable is this: Nicole Kidman is moving forward with resilience. Russell Crowe remains a documented longtime friend, and the specifics of their private conversations, if any, belong to them. And maybe that's the real truth. So what do you think? Are Russell and Nicole just good friends, navigating a difficult time together? Or is there something more the tabloids aren't telling us? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear your take on this whole situation. And if you found this breakdown helpful in separating fact from fiction, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive into celebrity stories that have everyone talking. We cut through the gossip and give you the verified facts. What's your take on all of this? Team Nicole? Team Keith? Or are you just sad that what seemed like one of Hollywood's great romances is over? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the celebrity stories everyone's talking about. Until next time, this has been the real story behind Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban's shocking divorce. No rumors, just facts, and the truth about the friend who's helping Nicole heal.